Hey there, Roses Red17 here, and today I'm gonna make a video on my top 10 fairy tale arcs I enjoy to like. Now you're probably asking, why am I making this video? Well, a while back I was on YouTube and I was watching a video from Goku T23 about why people hate Lucy Harpelia. Now my comment was this: I have to say I too was someone that used to hate Lucy, because I did find her annoying and rude. But after the Phantom Lord arc, when she told her father that all the money in the world doesn't buy happiness, and only people that'll treat you like family will bring you happiness, that is when my hatred towards Lucy decreased. And during the Tartaros and Loki arc was her best scenes in the series. And I guess during the filler arc, Stars to the Story Sky, where she used everything she had to destroy the Infinity Clock. So she does get a point for that, but to me that was still just a power of friendship, or I should say sister love cliche. So I wasn't too proud for that one. And also, people are going to hate me for saying this, but I think the Eclipse Celestial Spirit arc was a better filler arc. Don't judge me. I may not be a big fan of Lucy Harpelia, but she did earn my respect and love. However, I'll never forget the flaws she's done that kinda pisses me off. But even though it took me a while, I put my pride of those flaws aside and moved on. But I will never forget, but still, Lucy, you now rock. I used to hate Lucy Harpelia because I always find her annoying and a nuisance, but after watching the series throughout, I found out she's actually a pretty cool person. She's got a good personality, she's got a kind heart, and she treats her spirits as family like everybody else. And heck, she's just as important as Natsu Dragmeal. And I have to say, these two are a great team in the series. And Goku replied back, Roses Red 17, I couldn't agree more. And you give me a video of your top 10 fairy tale arcs and top 10 fairy tale filler arcs. Now that was the problem right there. There's only 3 filler arcs in the entire series, so I couldn't really give him a top 5 filler arc. I could give him a top 10 arc, but not top 10 5 filler arcs. And in the end he said, oh, that's fine, that's true, just do a top 10 fairy tale arc that you enjoy. I was like, okay. So then, let's get down to business, starting with the top 10 favorite fairy tale arcs that I enjoy. Now, number 10 is the DAPHNE arc. Now, I know a lot of people don't like this arc because it's kind of pointless and the story doesn't add up, but I personally enjoy it because for the first time, we see Natsu Dragmeal being saved by the other wizard. Now, we always see Natsu saving other people, like he saved Lucy a couple times, he saved Erla, he even saved Grave one time, but in this one, it's Natsu being saved by the ones he loved, and there are flashbacks of him and why he's so important to the guild, and why he needs to be saved, and why is he the only one who has to destroy this dragon. And apparently, it was Grave's idea to have Natsu be captured, and so he can destroy this mechanical dragon that the woman named Daphne made. And in my honest opinion, I really did like this filler arc. This is one of the 2 filler arcs out of the 3 that I like. Fairy Tail Zero. Now, Fairy Tail Zero is a sequel of Fairy Tail where we see the background of Mavis and the founder of Fairy Tail. We see Mavis, we see Zero, we see all these characters right before Fairy Tail was even accepted, and how she met Zeref, and Zeref was the one who taught her magic, and then used her magic to create the Fairy Tail Guild. Now, I really did enjoy this arc because Mavis was one of my favorite characters, and I liked to hear her about her backstory. Now, this is another filler arc that I enjoyed, the Eclipse Celestial filler arc. Now, I really like this filler arc because there's a big transformation of the spirits. I have to admit, they look pretty cool, but you see in Natsu and Lucy and Gray and Urza and all this stuff trying to save the spirits, and this is really important, and this is like really a fun experience to see. And apparently, a lot of people don't like this arc because, hey, it's filler. They're not gonna like fillers. Most people don't like fillers because it's really it's a way of the main story, but I personally like these filler arcs. Now, there are only 2 out of the 3 filler arcs I like. The one filler arc I did not like because, to me, that was a complete waste of time. Tenro Island arc. Now, this arc I really like. there's a lot of stories. There's a S-class trial going on, and then we start to meet the new characters, the new villains, and inspiring as all this. And my favorite part in the entire series is Gildart versus Natsu. Now Natsu goes up to Gilda. Gilda is the one powerful wizard in Fairy Tail, and he teaches Natsu that fear doesn't have to be feared. Like fear, you don't have to be scared of. You have to acknowledge it. That way you can become stronger. And throughout the series, Natsu uses this knowledge to become stronger, and that's what I like about this arc. And we also get introduced to Zeref, the villain of the series, and we also get introduced to Acnologia, the other villain of the series, a powerful dragon that pretty much destroys anything it touches. And heck, even the most powerful wizard, Gildart, had a hard time taking this dragon down. And all of a sudden came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, boom, he just started attacking. And the thing is about the end of the series kind of let down that 7 years later that they come back, but they were trapped in a sphere. And I have to admit, this arc was pretty cool. There's a lot of fight scenes, there's a lot of actions. Heck, Lucy gets another Celestial Wizard, who is actually one of my favorite Celestial, is Capricorn. Capricorn's very kind of goofy, but I liked him. He's like knowledgeable. He's a knowledgeable character. I liked him. The Avatar arc. Now, this arc is just being animated. I mean, I read this in manga, and the Avatar is where everybody gets all together again. You know, you get Natsu, Lucy, Gray, Urza, Wendy. You get them all back together again. And they started fighting evil. And what's really good about that's what's kind of really good about it. I'm not trying to spoil too much of it if you haven't caught up to the manga. So don't forget. And as soon as the animation come out, as it seems that is going to be coming out in October, you'll find out what happens. Phantom Lord arc. Now, this one I enjoyed. Now, this one, it talks about Lucy Harphelia, the girl I used to hate but I now love because of this arc. I started loving Lucy even more because apparently, well, just listen.
All the money in the world can't buy you happiness. I figured that out when I was a child. Finally, I'm truly happy. And I'm not gonna let you ruin it for me, you hear? I'm warning you! You better not mess with Fairy Tail ever again! I don't need fancy dresses, a big house, or lots of money to be happy. I just need to be accepted for who I am. And I'm not Lucky Lucy Harphelia anymore. I'm Lucy of Fairy Tail. The people there treat me like family. Something you never did.
That right there was one of the biggest speech in Fairy Tail. Now, she was telling her father that money won't buy you happiness, only the people that care about you bring you happiness. And I just inspired Lucy right there. Plus, we also get to see the new Dragon Slayer Gagio. We meet the new Gagio and fight against Natsu. And we see these people just protecting Lucy because she's part of the family. And Lucy admires that. This was like one of those heartwarming moments that I always enjoy. Everybody in the guild is just risking their life just to save this girl. I mean, instead of like giving her back to her father for millions, no, they treat her like family. They want to keep her in Fairy Tail because that's what she wants. And that arc is just inspiring to me. Tower of Heaven arc. Now this arc, we get to see Urza's past and why she acts like this. Apparently Urza Scarlet was a slave to make the Tower of Arc, and where we see the villain known as Jalal, and those two had a history together. And also in this one, this is the first time we see Natsu using his dragon force by eating the Aether Arrow from the Tower of Heaven. But this one's really inspiring me because it's really emotional. There's really battle scene, and a sacrifice was made, but it was good. I mean, this is one of the arcs that I enjoy, that I always repeat watching. The Grand Magic Game arc. Now this one is a winner. This one, it shows all the guilds coming together to fight in this tournament. Also, we find out that Princess Heathcliff, the Princess of Fiore, was using the Grand Magic Game tournament to power up a gate known as the Eclipse Gate. Apparently that's where all the dragons come in and they start destroying everything, and that's where future Lucy comes in and where future Rogue comes in. This is like another moment that Lucy Hartfield expired. I mean, she traveled back in time to warn everybody about the danger that's coming. Now, it's kind of sad to see her die, but that's like an emotional breakdown. I mean, you see Natsu going berserk after Lucy died. I mean, it also showed he cared about her. Like, that was like a moment we wanted to see. But at the end of the day, all the dragons disappear and all the life goes on. And I just love the scene right here. Tataro's arc. Now, the Tataro's arc is my favorite arc of all. I was gonna place this on number 1 until I read the rest of the manga, and then in the manga there's another arc I really like. In this arc, there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of sacrifice, there's dragons returning, there's Igneo returning, and we got the Celestial King fighting off Margear. Like, fighting off Margear, we get all these demons of the Book of Xeris trying to resurrect END by using the power of Faith, which is an anti-post bomb. Now, this one I admired. Then we get Acnologia back, and we get Acnologia versus Igneo, and we get Natsu and Sting and Ro versus Margear, and then we get Gray and Natsu versus Margear, and we also get Lucy's moment where she sacrifices Aquarius' key just to summon the Celestial King. And also, this is the first time she's actually got a power-up. I'm like, I'm proud of this girl. She's been through hardships, she's been through a lot, she's always been the one going down, beaten up, but this one, she fucking saved everybody! I used to hate so much because she was such a whiner, grew up to be a strong woman, and I'm just proud of her for that. Now that's one of the reasons why I like this arc. And we get Natsu, well, finally found Igneo, only to find out he wasn't really gone, he was actually inside him along with the other dragons and the other dragon slayers, like Grandita, Meliconda, Skiadrum, Winslecki. They were pretty much inside the dragon slayers this whole time, and for 2 reasons. One, so they will come out and try to defeat Acnologia, and 2, to create an antibody so they wouldn't transform into dragons like Acnologia. Now, this was like one of my favorite arcs until I started reading the manga, where number 1 is going to come up. The Alvarez Empire arc. Now, this arc is one of my favorite arcs of all. Now, this hasn't been animated yet, so spoiler warning, this is still in the manga, so I'm not going to try and spoil too much of it, but if you have read the manga, you would know what happened. Pretty much, in this arc, every single guild gets together to fight off Zeref's minions. And we also find out that Zeref has like his own guild, and it's like wants to destroy Fairy Tail. Everyone knows about the Luminous War, and the identity of the Luminous War. It's what you've seen in Tataros. It's Mavis's body trapped in a crystal, and it tells out that she's just very powerful, and that she's got this power inside her that can destroy the world. And it also tells more about Zeref and Maris's backstory. Now, those two are like my favorite couple of all. Another spoiler: we get a fight between the Dragon Slayers and Acnologia. Now I've been waiting for the entire series. Yeah, there's a sequel after this if you guys don't know about it. It's called the Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest, so I suggest you check it out. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. If there are some arcs that you do like, please leave a comment down below. There's a couple arcs I really don't like the one arc I really don't like because it's just a pain in the butt to look at, and it's just too much. Too much for me to handle, because it's just completely pointless to me. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you see you again. Peace out.